Does he want to come back to you? Hello, everyone. Some people inevitably leave, but we always hope for a long-awaited reunion. Meeting once more and talking again might make the regrets less painful. So, how does he see you? After all the twists and turns, does he still have love and expectations for you? Today, let's explore this together through our public video. The answer deep in his heart, see if he wants to come back to you. Before we start, please like and comment so I can feel more information from the other person. The 3 cards in the picture are today's 3 groups of options, starting from the left. They are the first group on the left, the second group in the middle, and the third group on the right. Please think about the other person at this moment. Then use your first instinct to choose the group of cards you feel most connected to from these 3 groups. If you haven't decided yet, you can like and pause. No need to overthink it. Once you've made your choice, come and see the corresponding content. After liking and commenting, let's look at the first group of friends who chose the card on the far left. Today, we will use an inspiration-based card spread to see his feelings for you and whether he wants to come back to you. Let's take a look. First, let's see your view of him. It's a reversed 3 of Cups, indicating that there is still a sense of regret in this emotional connection. Additionally, there might be some imbalanced energy between the 2 of you. This person has a judgment card-like emotion towards you. The 2 of you have definitely experienced some very profound emotions together. He feels that you embody the energy of the judgment card. On the positive side, this means he absolutely considers you the most significant and important person in his life. However, on the negative side, it might mean that his persistence in this relationship is indeed intense. You have relaxed a lot. You think that the current relationship is represented by the 6 of Wands for the first group of friends when looking at this emotional relationship. It really isn't something you can easily let go of. In fact, you might have many admirers around you, with many people actively expressing their love for you. Some friends might even already have a partner. But when you look at this person, you still feel a sense of unresolved emotions. You might feel like he is putting others ahead of you. However, it seems like there is a misunderstanding between you two because of his perspective on this relationship. With the High Priestess in reverse, it clearly feels like either this person is extremely guarded, or perhaps there really were some misunderstandings between you, leading to completely different mindsets when you both look at this relationship. Your expectation for this relationship is like the Page of Swords. You still have a mindset of exploration, but it's clear that you are very nervous. This group of friends has been hurt in this relationship, and you might have tried hard to reconcile. After experiencing this hurt, you look at this relationship with much more caution, no longer feeling as confident as before. Just move forward. It's not like if you try to win him back, he will return. Instead, you will clearly feel that what you can change and control in this relationship is actually quite limited. You will have a sense of disappointment in your heart. The relationship between the 2 of you might make me feel a particularly strong energy of perseverance and entanglement. It seems like both people harbor a lot of feelings for each other. But when it comes to actually getting along, it is very much a struggle and very tangled. There isn't that kind of particularly peaceful state. It doesn't quite seem like they have a common goal to move forward together. On the contrary, they might have a goal, but on the way to achieving it, they are like 2 hedgehogs. As soon as they get a little closer, they end up hurting each other. So, this is the nature of their emotional relationship. In the process of your past interactions, you might have constantly doubted whether the other person truly had genuine feelings for you, whether they really loved you. You might have felt that the other person was indifferent, perhaps, not very tolerant. You would feel that you loved him more than he loved you. I think this person is the type who is particularly silent, belonging to that kind of personality. He might say a lot of flashy things, but sometimes he hides his true feelings very deeply. So, this person, in all likelihood, appears to be someone who can take things up and put them down easily, and seems to be very flamboyant in his speech. However, deep down, especially regarding his feelings for you, he is very cautious. Another thing is that there are really too many people involved in your relationship. There are some friends, which means you are in a multi-party emotional relationship, on his side, or your side. There are too many voices around you, and people are saying things to each other. These are words that do not support this emotional relationship. As for you, the reverse Three of Cups indicates that the beautiful past still makes you very nostalgic. There were many happy moments in the past, and these things make you want to re-enter the relationship. However, you feel that there is some kind of third-party energy blocking your relationship. Even though you constantly feel like you're falling into the beautiful memories of the past. You are also clearly aware that maybe during the process of falling, when you immerse yourself in these memories of the relationship, the acceptance you might receive is not this warm emotional energy, but rather a feeling akin to a splash of cold water. The reversed Three of Cups signifies dissatisfaction, representing an unfulfilled sense of loss, but also a mindset of indulgence. This person might give you a sense of emotional indulgence and cold-hearted hurt. The feelings are likely mixed. The other person sees you as a judgment card, possibly. In his heart, he sees this relationship and you as something essential in his life that he must treat seriously. However, I do feel that for this group of friends, in the past, it seemed like one of you didn't really know how to cherish this relationship. He has grown now, and I think compared to the past, he has made progress. His mindset has improved, and he might have new perspectives on some past issues. However, there are too many emotional disturbances around him. So, at the moment, I feel that he views this relationship more with a sense of calm, as if he has seen it all. When he faces this relationship, his emotions fluctuate greatly. He is not the type to be indifferent or casual about it. He is not. On the contrary, glasses are quite important, and his emotions have entered a state of ups and downs because of this relationship. So, I think that for him, he is someone who has likely already moved on from this feeling of calmness. But when he faces you, will he still feel unresolved? He might, but not as much as you do. Immersed in this relationship, I think he might be moving on faster than you. On his side, it might be more about liberation and freedom. Moreover, he has people around him pushing him to move on. When your relationship ended, some people around him might have pulled him to move forward quickly, telling him to distance himself from this emotional relationship as soon as possible. If he carefully reflects on your relationship with the reversed High Priestess, he will still doubt his choices. He feels that the choices he made might have been wrong, not correct, as if he lacked more thoughtful consideration and caution at the time. However, because he seems so far away from you now, I feel that, when he recalls the past, he will immediately start to question the decision he made back then. This feeling doesn't really make him feel particularly secure. He might subconsciously avoid thinking about the emotional energy between you two. Additionally, it could be that the current relationship between you and him brings significant obstacles. He might inherently lack confidence in this emotional relationship. If the reversed High Priestess is involved, it indicates a lack of security, so he might indeed be influenced by some negative energy around him. His perception and view of your relationship are not very positive. He might even have some incorrect or biased opinions about you. I feel that there might be some people around him who really want to see you two separated. So what do you think of the current relationship? Is it a Six of Wands and situation? Definitely. The Six of Wands is something that is particularly noticeable. On this level, you might feel like there are many people around you, but in your heart, you treat this emotion like a flame, carefully nurturing it inside. This is, of course, because your relationship has reached a point where his deep experiences and sweet feelings are numerous. So, there is a sense that it lingers and cannot be easily dismissed. It's too unusual to say. So even if you experience other people later, you will feel like this sense of experience has been overdrawn, making everything seem dull and tasteless. Then, it's like you think, Meeting other people later is also fine, and you choose one other emotional or relationships are also fine, but it feels like he only represents a decent choice, not a good one. And when you face this person, you don't feel like he is the one, a particularly good choice, but he can also make you addicted. So, what are your expectations for future development? Because of the reverse Knight of Swords, you indeed still have unresolved feelings for him. This mindset sometimes makes you a bit impulsive, thinking about doing something more for this relationship. However, I also see that you are very cautious. After being hurt, perhaps the pain was too much, and now you are very careful about this relationship. Expectations might make it seem like you don't want to set your goals too firmly or too definitively. You might feel like you're testing the waters as you move forward, but sometimes emotions can be a bit suppressed, leading to impulsive desires to establish contact with the other person, to say something to him, or to do something with him. On his side, his mindset is likely much more relaxed, because his expectations for the relationship are more about necessity. From my perspective, the other person is indeed more determined about the idea of starting over. After all, he has a judgment card for you, which signifies a rebirth energy welcoming new beginnings. The Ace of Pentacles also represents a new start. Compared to the idea of coming back to you and rekindling the past, he might feel that starting anew, perhaps even with someone else, could be better. So, the Ace of Pentacles indicates a new beginning, and this person might inherently feel this way. He is also going through some significant changes in his life. Therefore, he has some more important things to pursue, which may not necessarily be about seeking new relationships, but rather about chasing some beautiful dreams or career aspirations in his life. This makes me feel that he hasn't let go of you to be with someone else, but rather ending this relationship might be for his own personal growth. As a whole, he is entering a new phase, but I always feel that he still cares about you, and you genuinely care about him too. You have the energy of 3 minor cards for him, while he has 2 major cards for you. He might have let you go, but you still hold a place in his heart. For this group of friends, both of you cherish each other a lot, but when you move forward together, the mutual hurt is quite intense, so both of you consider each other very important. However, just because someone is important doesn't necessarily mean you have to go back, right? After liking and commenting, let's move on to the second group. For those who chose the card in the middle, we'll use this method to look at the issue today. Using inspiration to align the spread, let's see his feelings for you, how he views this relationship, and whether he wants to come back to you. All right, let's first take a look at your view of him. The reversed Sun card suggests that our friends in the second group might be going through a down phase. You might still have a positive attitude towards this person, but your level of trust or confidence in him is decreasing. In the past, you might have seen him as someone very radiant, like the sun in the sky. But after experiencing some ups and downs, the qualities that originally attracted you to him are now less appealing. Maybe now, when you look at it, it no longer feels particularly wonderful or like the kind of energy that makes you want to throw caution to the wind. Instead, it might feel more composed. So simply put, you might have a filter when it comes to him, even after it's shattered. You still think he's a pretty decent person. And what about his view of you? He has the reversed Ace of Wands, which makes me feel that when he looks at you, you both are looking at each other in a mutual way. Well, these are all fire element cards, and both are in reverse, indicating that the two people involved have somewhat unsettled mindsets. For this group of friends, if you wait for him, he might feel like he is waiting for you. This creates a situation of mutual waiting, leading to a sense of emptiness. Regarding this emotional relationship, the Seven of Pentacles suggests that for the second group of friends, your view on this relationship is not that it must be him. What you have are just words, and you are still hesitating. This group of friends is actually quite open to letting go of this relationship or starting anew. You don't feel that he is the only one for you. Then, with the reversed Three of Swords, the two of you really give me a love-hate energy, even if some of you are very mature individuals in this relationship. It really feels like a child's energy. You two have some similar thoughts, which makes things very easygoing. Then the reversed King of Wands. Your expectation for the relationship's development is the reversed King of Wands. What about the other side? It's a page of swords. The immaturity is really obvious. So the kind of relationship that easily happens here is either when the two of you interact, you act like two kids, regardless of your actual age, but in this relationship, you seem like children. Or the relationship itself, during its initial stages and development, the time you spend together is relatively short, so you don't accumulate that kind of depth. There is a very, very strong energy of love, so these two characteristics will be present. I feel that both of you have a tendency to care about each other, and you also care about your position and status in this relationship. Your view of him is like the reverse sun card. I always feel that this group of friends originally saw him as a super perfect person, but his subsequent actions were enough to make you infatuated. You have been hurt in this relationship by his attitude. What about his words or even his actions when the sun is reversed? Right now, your confidence in him isn't very strong, but you feel a sense of impatience when facing him. There might be some friends who think, I want to see how this relationship goes, and how I can deal with you later. It's like you feel you didn't perform well in the previous interactions, and now you want to make up for it. To crush his arrogance, I want to make him more humble. I want to let him know what he did wrong in this relationship. So you might have this mindset when looking at this person. This person probably has some excellent qualities, but you are also an outstanding person. This situation is likely to involve two people whose energies are evenly matched, both very proud. In the past, there might have even been a dynamic of a king of the sea and queen of the sea meeting each other. Having learned, those who were previously pampered and spoiled in relationships realize in this relationship that, oh no, I can't do it. It seems that the feeling of past love is not right in this one, so it's easy to have a bit of a deflated mindset. This might lead to an obsession with wanting the other person to be more obedient. This is the kind of mindset present, and the other person feels the same way about you. There is a reversed Ace of Wands. It must be said that his feelings towards you and his level of enthusiasm have a period of fluctuation. In the early stages, he might have been very proactive and passionate, with a sense of pride, thinking that he could easily excel in this relationship. Alternatively, he might have consistently maintained an extreme level of intense energy. At first, he charged forward with full confidence. But as things progressed, he realized that his expectations for this relationship with you were not being met as planned. When he truly entered this relationship, he discovered that some of his ideas couldn't succeed and couldn't be carried out exactly as he had envisioned. So, for the two of you, this might mean that your current feelings about the relationship are uncertain. Then the feelings of passion and hope are somewhat declining. However, this is followed by a sense of impatience or unresolved feelings, which can lead both of you to be particularly cautious about this relationship. The reversed Ace of Wands indicates that when this person starts the relationship again, he might not be very serious about it. There might be some obstacles between you two. Obstacles do exist. If you start this relationship with a cautious attitude, you might have to consider many things. However, it seems like he initially didn't see these obstacles or thought they wouldn't scare him. So he charged forward with full confidence, but once he truly entered the relationship, it was like a bucket of cold water was thrown on him, affecting his confidence and enthusiasm. It has died down, so it's easy for him to say that the momentum is lacking. As for the current relationship, it is in a closed phase, which naturally means it's a time to observe, look around, and pay attention. When you look at this relationship, you consider it from a realistic perspective. In other words, when you re-examine this emotional relationship, you tend to place yourself in a stable state, and you care about your own achievements and contributions. So you don't intend to lower yourself in this relationship, nor do you plan to compromise your own words. In this relationship, your goal is not just to make him come back, but also to consider what you can gain from this relationship, what you need to give, and whether it is worth it to invest deeply in this relationship again. You will have such thoughts, and this group of friends should also have choices regarding this relationship. The reason for examining this from a very realistic and stable mindset is that you actually don't see this relationship as irreplaceable. On the other hand, he views the current relationship as a reversed Three of Cups. This kind of person might place significant importance on third-party elements when considering your relationship. I think he is not very mature in this relationship, regardless of his age. In terms of emotional intelligence, his sense of responsibility here is very poor. It feels like he tends to throw difficult problems at you. For instance, even though he knows that making a choice would show more responsibility or be more dignified, he has this cunning way of passing the difficult decisions to you, leaving you to decide how the relationship should proceed. As for the other person, when he looks at this relationship with the reversed Three of Swords, I do feel that he is slowly trying to calm himself down. I think when you two first broke up, his heart was quite hurt. I feel that when he first entered this relationship, he wasn't cautious enough, and he wasn't in a very meticulous state. He had moments of being impulsive and then quickly losing interest, but I do feel that way. This person really does care about this relationship. I think he is somewhat conflicted. He rationally sees the obstacles in the relationship and realizes that he is not a very capable person. However, when the relationship enters a difficult phase, he is genuinely very sad. So the point of his conflict is that he is not very sincere in facing this relationship. But at the same time, there has been real hurt and heartbreak in this relationship, and there has been a long period of obsession. Now, with the reverse Three of Swords, it indicates that this person might be looking at the relationship with a more peaceful attitude, showing some growth. Your expectation for future development is represented by the reversed King of Wands, so there will definitely be some friends who have feelings about this relationship. The opinion is not particularly assertive or certain. When the King of Wands is reversed, if the other person is male, you might hope that he doesn't hastily give you negative energy. You hope he can be more mature and have a good conversation with you. If both of you are male, when you look at this emotional relationship, the sense of confusion will likely be less. Additionally, there might be an implication that you are leaving the development of this relationship and its key points to the other person, which is what the other person expects. In terms of development, the Page of Swords has appeared, which naturally indicates a phase of contemplation. I think when he re-examines the emotions between you, he hasn't given up, so there's a high probability that he wants to come back to you. According to Burleigh, compared to his past state, his level of emotional intensity has decreased. From a rational perspective, if he looks back at you, your relationship might be like fire and air signs. This indicates that in his mind, he has thought about taking action, but he is more focused on rational planning, so he might want to make more internal plans and judgments before taking action. Most likely, he will make some adjustments to the relationship that might align with your expectations or improve the relationship. I can indeed feel that both his passion and yours are fading, but I think he still has a bit of a desire to make a move. Currently, his state is much more rational, and he has a cautious attitude towards his emotions. However, I still feel that he wants to take action and come back to you. But speaking of the Page of Swords, he is still in the planning phase, thinking things through. If you think you can push things forward, because this card really reflects his thoughts. If you want him to be more proactive, maybe you should give him some signals. I think this person wants to contact you, but he is too rational. In the realm of rationality, there might be more variables in his specific actions. However, he does want to come back to you, and the possibility of him taking action is quite high. It's just that he needs to think more about this relationship. However, making up for it is considered a very mature attitude. This, then, is his emotional thoughts about you. After liking and commenting, let's look at the third group, for those who chose the card on the far right. Today, we will see if he wants to come back to you by using the inspiration corresponding spread to understand his thoughts about you. First of all, regarding him, he is represented by the reversed King of Pentacles. You feel that he is quite passive, and you think it might be difficult for him to show a very proactive attitude. You feel that in the emotional interactions between you two, he has always been somewhat hesitant, or rather realistic, and he might be someone who, in life and work, career matters are seen as more important. This means that in your heart, you see him as a practical person who might prioritize work. As for how he views you, he thinks of you as a child, as indicated by the Page of Wands card. This card suggests that there might be a certain age difference between you two, and it also makes me feel that some friends might be involved. This person might still be someone you can meet, possibly due to a colleague relationship, or you two might be old classmates or friends. This kind of energy means you can find traces of each other in your lives. Alternatively, you might be in a shared circle, having mutual friends. Another possibility is that there might be a certain age difference or a gap in social status between you two. When two people interact, they might initially be quite curious about each other, thinking, hey, this person seems to be able to catch my attention. But once they truly get involved, the contrast in the relationship brings a significant attraction to both of you. However, as you go deeper, you might feel that the two of you are fundamentally quite different. When life paths cross again, there will be a noticeable sense of discomfort. Even if you try your best to match and adapt, the other person might still feel that it's impossible to reach a level of peaceful coexistence. Moreover, the other person might not necessarily empathize with your thoughts and feelings. Sometimes, when you tell him about your discomfort or unhappiness and hope he will adjust, he might think you are making a big deal out of nothing. He might think he has provided a suitable solution. However, that solution might not actually be particularly suitable for you. So, what do you think about the current relationship? Let's draw another card, shall we? What do you think about the current relationship? How should I put this? For this group of friends. Even though this emotional relationship might make you feel a certain way about him, your expectations are relatively low, but you might feel that you can't easily let go. Here, it's like saying, the Queen of Pentacles represents this emotional relationship. You see, there's a king and a queen, so emotionally speaking, the attraction between you two is definitely strong enough. And perhaps, for friends in the third group, it's really hard to move on. You're not someone who is overly romantic, but to you, he seems like someone who... The unresolved obsession is that you don't have romantic expectations for him, but you just can't let go. It's like after experiencing love, you still feel that this person is important to you. As for the current relationship, he sees it as a reversed Chariot card. He feels that it's a bit unmanageable and difficult to maintain. You hope that the future development will be more like a brotherly relationship. For those in the third group, it's clear that you are still quite attracted to this person. What are his expectations for future development? Well, here we have the reversed Nine of Wands, which clearly indicates that in this relationship, he doesn't provide you with much motivation or confidence. So I really feel that for friends in the third group, you don't have any rose-colored glasses on when it comes to this person. Those glasses might already be shattered. However, when this person appears, they bring some. Although your feelings for him are shaky, you still feel that you need him. The experiences you both went through in the past are still a very important emotional journey for you. The relationship between you two is not one where both hearts are aligned. There might be a disconnect between the two of you. The target directions are different. For the third group of friends, after experiencing this relationship, you have developed more thoughts and have grown, gaining a certain strength. However, during the process of getting along, you will actually feel a certain amount of struggle and pain. On the other hand, when you two are truly together, there are obvious shortcomings in what this person does, but he does have feelings for you. In one aspect, these qualities of generosity and magnanimity make me feel that, if this relationship could return to its previous state, you would cherish it even more. You would also be more eager for this person to appear in your life. Regarding him, there is a lot of earth element energy, which might mean that you have some real-world interactions. This person's appearance might be significant for you, When it comes to a sense of security or material things, these have a specific meaning for you. However, it must be said that his appearance might indeed provide you with help beyond just emotional support. So it's clear that friends in the third group, you would desire this person to appear in your life, because he has the ability to pull you out of a difficult situation. You would feel this way about him, which is why you shift the development of the relationship. The Eight of Pentacles represents a mindset of wanting to continue, but because you have a lot of earth elements, it shows that although this person is quite attractive to you emotionally, and in certain specific ways, you don't feel that he is absolutely necessary for you. You don't feel that you must have him. On the other hand, he has the Page of Wands for you. The Page of Wands indicates that this person actually has a certain kind of feeling for you. In terms of mindset, I can sense that he is in a somewhat tentative state of observation. In this emotional context, he has retreated quite a bit. But if you want to ask whether he has thought about coming back to you, I would say his feelings are 50-50. He is half wanting to and half not wanting to. He has a mindset of not being able to let go of you, but he feels that this emotional relationship is a challenge he cannot overcome. He does want it, but he feels that he can't handle this relationship. Both of you are very dependent on each other, whether it's a breakup or an end of the relationship. Actually, for this group of friends, even though you are very eager for him to appear in your life, your energy is also very strong. When you continue to enter this emotional relationship, you are actually expressing yourself. You are very dedicated to maintaining this relationship, and you are willing to offer some help to the other person. You are a very rational person, and when you look at relationships, you understand that besides emotions, there should be other levels of connection with the other person. You give me the impression that you are not just a warrior of pure love, but also a very mature person. You understand human nature and strategies very well. However, this person does make you feel a bit uncertain, and you might feel this way. You originally felt like a standout in the crowd, almost like a people expert. Some friends are indeed very smart, and you have this emotional energy that can handle anything. However, this person makes you feel that your own state of mind is unstable and hard to maintain. You find yourself involuntarily entering a phase where you are giving a lot to the relationship. While this relationship is ongoing, it has indeed given you some growth. But this growth is, when you look at this mindset, both the positive and negative aspects, you realize that you need this person in your life because he is important to you. This importance is not just about emotions, it also includes some life memories, or being a witness to a certain period, or experience in your life. Therefore, his significance to you is irreplaceable by anyone else. Some friends might have other choices in life, but you feel that your focus is solely on him. What about his feelings towards you? His sense of hesitation is quite strong. He is clearly someone who tends to avoid difficulties. So, if there are any issues in your relationship that require him to overcome and face, it is hard for him to give you positive feedback because he is actually like this. If he doesn't want to find himself in a difficult relationship or state, as indicated by the reversed Chariot card, he will feel that he can't handle this emotion. Compared to you, his maturity level in this relationship is not as high as yours. Looking at the future development of this emotional relationship, he hopes for a reversed Nine of Wands situation, which is like a cash flow. He wants it, but he feels he can't achieve it. It's like when we want to grow and become stronger, but reality directly gives us a setback. The feeling is very intense, and this realization hits us hard, telling us that many things are beyond our control. It just is what it is. He feels very happy when he's with you, like a child with a little rabbit. Although you two might have different life backgrounds, meeting you feels almost magical to him. It makes him feel like he's experiencing some long-lost joys in life again. A joyful innocence and pure energy will make me feel very happy because it allows the emotions between two people to be very sincere and beautiful. You will make him feel that he can detach himself from some uncomfortable states and enjoy a pure emotional connection with you. Speaking solely about emotions, this person indeed has no issues. However, when looking at the relationship, you might see the reversed Chariot card, indicating a mindset of fleeing and having relatively low expectations for the relationship. So you have a significant impact on this person. This person feels that a lot of the energy in their life actually has your influence. He has a watchful attitude towards you. He is patient, but when it comes to taking action and having courage, he falls a bit short. When he looks at you, he clearly sees a lot of fire elements indicating a desire to take action. However, sometimes people just lack the courage. Advancing, that is, taking action, requires courage, and courage is not something you can just have whenever you want. It's not that simple. He hasn't gone very far yet, but honestly, he's more in a state of looking around. After all, when the Nine of Wands is reversed, he feels that. When he can't handle things, he just wants to escape. He doesn't really want to face the problem itself, and he has this kind of emotional thought. Alright, so this is all the information for the third group of friends. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.